Oh, what a lovely view. Just had to start my pedalling, and we've got sort of a drain, bit of a river thing on the right hand side, and beautiful blue sky, and lots of sort of wooded areas right and left, and this lovely wiggly sort of cycle track. Quite a few people out and about today. It's the middle towards the end of September. I think it's about the 25th today actually of September, coming up to my birthday soon actually. It's Steve Apelt, and I make these little videos. They're normally one take with a few sort of pauses in between, and I think that's what we might try to achieve today. The only problem is, I did mention the other day I fell off, so I can't really do this while cycling. Back with you in a minute. I don't know if you could see that. That was sort of a bit in the shade, and into the sunlight is this lovely little, look at the reflections. I think it's only a drain. I don't think it's a river. The sign did have Lac de Orient. My French is not very good, but I hope that's okay. It's Lake Orient, and that's where we're hopefully heading, 7 kilometers in this sort of direction. It's a very, very beautiful, absolutely beautiful lake, and I hope I can keep this little video going until we get there, and I'll be able to show it to you, particularly in this sort of light, because the light is really, really beautiful today, towards the end of September. And yeah, I just want to get to that lake. So 7 Ks, here we come. I just want to take the opportunity. I thought I'll just pan around a little bit so you can see the countryside here. So there's a farm sort of far in the distance. I believe that's maize in front of us. There seems to be a lot of maize here, and wiggly little cycle routes all over the place. Not actually far from the city of Troyes. If you look at your map, that's the region of France that we're in, and we've just actually come from Troyes. I reckon from here it's about 25k. We're just cycling back to a campsite that we're staying in, and to prove I'm on my bike, there I am. Oops, a little bit wobbly. I'm not a brilliant cyclist. I just sort of like cycling, and Vanda's up front, and we just sort of pedal around and stay in our tiny little van in various campsites. And as I said, really, really lucky this year, because this is September, towards the end of September, and the weather is absolutely beautiful. And I just love this. It's about 5:30 in the evening, and I just love this sort of late night or late evening reflection that you get on the rivers. Another cyclist coming up, so very, very squeaky brakes. I'm very sorry about that. I just saw a stork flying. I wish I would have been about 2 or 3 seconds earlier. I'm still thinking to myself, maize or corn that we spotted just now, middle to late September, still in the fields. There's quite a lot of it around here. I'm sure you're all shouting out at me saying it's I think it's maize. Anyway, yes, so missed the stork, heading towards this beautiful lake. As I say, not far from Troyes. So you can sort of picture where we are, and loads of cycling around here. That's the purpose of most of my little videos, really. It's just the off-road cycling. And there are all these little sort of paths that have been created. Quite busy over the weekend. Today's Monday, actually. And obviously it's a bit less busy now. But really, really beautiful. And September's proving to be a lovely month here in France. Not actually in Paris. Oops, sorry. It's the first time on this journey that we're actually near a road. Just sort of pedalling along this road, but again on a nice little path, sort of unlike England really. I know we're getting a few, but there's an awful lot along here where there is the main road, and then there's a separate path. I sort of had a glimpse of the lake just now, and there's the sign. So it is a really, really beautiful lake, and I hope you can just stay with me, and hopefully we'll get another glimpse of it very, very shortly. I say a lake, it is actually a reservoir, but it's huge. I shall tell you more. Oh no, squeaky brakes again. Tell you more in a minute. Wow, so there it is, just coming into shot, just past the trees in the distance there. I'm going to hold up the camera just so you can sort of pan around. Really, really beautiful. A little bit of a shade we are in now, but that is the lake that I've been talking about. As I mentioned, it's not technically a lake, it is a reservoir actually. It's on the basin of the Seine, so it sort of feeds the local area, and somebody said it actually feeds some of Paris as well. Not too sure, but beautiful cycling all the way around. And funny enough, like they do here in Europe, they have a lot of beaches. There's quite a few European countries, I guess, as you know, that don't have the sea or have very little sea, and they create these sort of beaches on any sort of lake that they've got, and I imagine they bring in sand, but anyway, there's one of the little beaches. Now if you can stay with me just for this little bit, because I promise you it's an absolute treat in a minute, we should be able to see the lake in more detail. I might just pause here just so you don't have to wait too long. And there it is, isn't it just beautiful? So pretty. Bit of a wobbly start again. Yeah, really large. Stretches for miles and miles. I did read how many gallons or litres of water. There's like stacks. Huge amount. Created in 63, I believe. And like with a lot of these reservoirs that we find in the UK, there was a village, or a couple of villages underneath that were flooded, but one of the quirky little stories that I was reading was the fact that in the day of Napoleon, the village became very famous because he sort of came to realise that an awful lot of properties were burning down because of the thatched and the sort of rather sort of dodgy roofs that were created in those sort of days, and he ordered a lot of French properties to have tiles on the roof, and this became quite a tiling area, but unfortunately it was all flooded in 63 when this was created. One last time to have a quick look around, and I think the water level is down quite a bit because those look like stumpy sort of trees there, and it looks like bonjour. It could have actually, the water level could be much higher, and when we were on the other side yesterday, there were sort of trees that looked very spooky, and that was because they had lots of weed around them, and you might be able to just capture it down there, and that weed was obviously at the level of the water at some point. I don't know when, but anyway, I'll be saying au revoir very shortly. I'm just going to take you one last little bit through there. I think you can just see the lake again. Whoa, another quick wobble. There we are, so we're going to leave you and pedal on. We're pedaling around quite a long way. Don't quite know the full total of the ride around the lake, but it is absolutely beautiful. And I think for the next couple of K we've got this sort of path. So anyway, au revoir from very close to Troy, as I say, and this beautiful sort of lake, and there's many of them. There isn't actually just one lake. There's me raving about this one lake. There's quite a lot around this area that we've been sort of pedaling around. Been a bit wobbly. We went wine tasting the other day over in the Alsace region, and that was absolutely wonderful. Right, the light is going. Bye au revoir.